Yo, welcome back to the GM Podcast. I'm Audrey Miller.
I'm Gavin Bullock.
And today we're going to be talking about the first game of the 2024 NBA Finals. Boston beat Dallas 109-87. I'm probably going to post a clip about how Gavin was acting during this game. But
Kyrie! Let's go! Shit!
Chill.
How did you feel about the performance?
I mean, I saw everything I needed to see. I was excited. As a Boston fan, we shot the ball well. It's what I expected. I'm not going to overreact. We won game one of the finals against the Warriors, and we lost. So we still got a lot to do, but I'm love what I saw from my team last night.
I think as far as y'all shot the ball the ball very well, but Tatum didn't.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a situation where he'll step it up and y'all probably cool off a little bit. So I don't think y'all on offense will change very well. I do think they will make adjustments as Jason Kidd has been doing this whole postseason.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think what stood out as far as how y'all played is y'all let Luka and Kyrie, knowing that those are two offensive talents that could do whatever they want to do at all times, y'all let them rock out. And the rest of everybody, P.J. Washington, Daniel Gafford, Lively, obviously Derrick Jones Jr.
Yeah.
I was like, let me just take them away. They're not going to be able to get comfortable. And that's a different approach that any team has took this entire postseason.
Yeah. And I think the biggest thing with us was we literally didn't let any of those guys get off. Derrick Jones Jr., Daniel Gafford, Derek Lively. I mean, we had 9 blocks, and they had 9 assists.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Like, we didn't let
PJ looked like he was more focused on his child support than
for,
playing basketball last
for
night.
sure.
It was bad.
Yeah,
It was like he was back in Charlotte.
Literally.
Did the game change the trajectory of what you thought was going to happen in this series?
I still got Celtics in 6.
Okay.
Like you said, I think Jason Kidd will go back, make adjustments. I wouldn't be surprised if they split and then Boston just finishes it out.
Yeah.
Or I got Celtics in 6.
I'm going to still stick with my I'm going to stay 10 toes down. I'm going to stay with Dallas in 7.
Bad aim.
Bro, I just think
Bad aim.
I don't see Kristaps scoring at the clip he scored yesterday. I do see him still having a high impact.
Yeah.
First off, I do want to talk about Jaylen Brown. Props to this guy for coming out like aggressive as he possibly can. Like,
He's that guy. Best duo in the league.
I can give you that. He looks like he just wants it more than everybody else out there. He dunked on like 3 people yesterday. Like he's on that right now.
Yeah.
No one can stop him. So props to him. He's probably outside of that superstar tier. He might be the best player in the league.
Yeah.
And then he might be. Some people would call him a superstar.
Yeah, I think we got to start throwing him in conversations, especially if they win. Like with Devin Booker, people put Devin Booker on a pedestal that I don't understand.
I would put him over Devin Booker right now.
Yes.
Sure.
Without Chris Paul, what has Devin Booker done? I mean, as an individual, cool, but he hasn't won.
No.
And I want to give a shout out to Jason Tatum. Y'all are probably gonna say I'm glazing, but if you watch the game, I was very impressed. I remember a younger Jason Tatum would have just kept trying to force shots, and he stayed mature. He had 10 rebounds. Had a lot of great passes. He could have had a triple-double last night. Like, it was possible. Like, he was facilitating extremely well. He was letting the game come to him. Yeah. He saw that his teammates couldn't miss shots, and he let them have their night. And Jason Tatum will have a 30, maybe a 40-point game in 2 or 3 this series, I think. So I was very impressed with the way he handled himself on the court last night.
I agree. In the grand scheme of things, I think he played great basketball in order for the Boston Celtics to win.
Yes.
To win the game.
He played to win.
But that being said, if we want to say he's third, like you said, that's not how he's supposed to perform. But it's like, as a Celtics fan, it's like, yeah, keep doing what you're doing because he played a perfect game.
Keep doing that.
But you can easily say Jaylen Brown is a better basketball player than Jason Tatum if how this postseason continues to play out. That's going to be a serious argument that you can have.
I don't think so. And the reason I say that is Jaylen Brown he's played better this postseason run. We have a large body of work from Jason Tatum being the guy and Jaylen Brown being the second guy, and that's fine. And I think, like I said, they're the best duo in the league. But Jason Tatum also brings some things that Jaylen Brown – I'm not saying Jaylen Brown can't do them, but Jason Tatum rebounds on an elite level. Jason Tatum, just with his size, he's like 6'10". Like, he can guard bigger people alone. I would take just all those things into account and not just look at, Jaylen Brown got 20, he's got 30. Because from a dog perspective against it, I might take Jaylen Brown to get a bucket over Tatum, but it's more to that to me.
But I think Tatum didn't have a perfect game. He still shot inefficiently.
He ended up shooting inefficiently.
By the way, I saw
when they were up 20, he missed a lot of like hook layups and stuff. But if you watch the game, he was playing very efficient up until 6 minutes left in the game. I don't know why we had our starters in that late.
I saw an interesting stat today. When Jason Tatum has shot under 40%, which has been 5 times, you guys are 5-0 in this postseason.
I hate that stat. We've only lost 2 games, so I want to know his stat.
Well, y'all have only played how many games? Like, you played 1.
We've played 4,
15,
8,
15
12.
games. That's 13, 14, 33% of y'all games that he's shot under 40%.
33% of our games.
Y'all played 15. That's 5 games. So that's not.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about. You could make that stat with a lot of players. Anthony Edwards. Okay. You could have Anthony Edwards shooting under 20%, have like 4 games or 3.
20%.
It was like 25. You could probably say under 25.
You can't make that argument. 25.
At least twice, 2 or 3 times.
That was probably 2 times in the
maybe 3
Dallas series.
Dang, in 1 series. But yeah.
Okay,
I'm just saying we can move on though.
What do you think Dallas needs to do to get back in the series to even the series in game 2?
Well, I think Boston will have a game where they get up a lot of threes and they're just not hitting. Yeah. So that's a.
Do you think that's going to be game 2?
It might be. I think also just from a supporting cast perspective, I mean, Lively didn't miss 1 shot in the conference finals, and now I don't know if he ended up with 0, but he had 0 late in the 4th. Gafford has to step up. The other people have to step up. Kyrie didn't look himself last night. Only person I can say I was like, okay, he showed up to play was Luka. Kyrie dribbling the ball off his foot, that's so uncharacteristic. Had a lot of turnovers. They just didn't look in sync, especially whole first half. They had a good little run going into the 3rd. I think the Dallas Mavericks will be fine. I still got Celtics at 6, like I said, but I think the biggest thing is that supporting cast has to step up for Luka. And I wanna go back and see, is that more of Luka not getting them involved early, or there was a lot of, but I wouldn't put that on Luka.
I just think they weren't ready for the finals. I think they just forgot who they were as an offense.
Yeah, I mean, you got to remember, none of these players have played. P.J. Washington, Gafford, Lively. This is all new to them.
I saw P.J. Washington trying to run one-man fast breaks yesterday. He hasn't done that the entire postseason. I just think they need to stay true to who they are. Derek Lively and Daniel after Jaylen Brown dunked on Kyrie and Daniel Gafford, the bigs forgot that you need to go up with 2 hands.
Yeah, they kept fouling.
They were all scared of getting dunked on. They kept getting fouls, and credit to Boston for keeping that aggression on them and making them scared to play defense.
Yeah, and like I said, the difference in the series also will be Porzingis. From a paint perspective, I mean, he blocked a lot of shots.
He did.
Porzingis played great last night. I think Porzingis played better than Jaylen Brown.
Porzingis is the reason y'all won that game.
Yes, Porzingis is definitely the reason we won the game, and that's why I said if he's healthy, we're not losing to the Dallas Mavericks. I just don't believe with him healthy. Now, if he gets hurt, then you start having Horford guard Kyrie and Luke out there, and it just that changes the series in itself. And Horford's not as good of a paint protector as Porzingis, so it changes the whole series. Porzingis just gives us that extra element from teams in years past.
I think there was kind of a shock factor, though, that he was playing like that.
Yeah.
As soon as he stepped back on the court, and I don't think Dallas was expecting that at all.
Well, they kept having news reports all week about he might be 100%.
Exactly.
I think he was 100% on the fact that his expectation was to come back game 2 or game 3 of the Pacers series, and I'm pretty sure if he wanted to, he probably could have came back in that series, but why rush it? You're up 2-0, and then you're up 3-0.
That's consistently running either. Like,
yeah.
It's not. You're not asking him to do too much.
Yeah, and he participated in plenty of scrimmages, they said, so I had a feeling he was going to be pretty good going into the game.
Yeah. I just think Dallas will stay true to itself, make the right adjustments. I do have Dallas in game 2, 100%. I would take that pick. I'll probably put money on it because I just feel like they know what to expect now. They got that first game under their belt. And like you said, I do think game 2 is going to be the game where Boston goes completely cold.
I wouldn't be surprised. It's gonna happen.
I will tell you though, and we talked about this. I feel like Boston always has a game where they're hot and they're cold.
Yeah.
I don't think Game 1 was their game where they were hot.
No, I think we could definitely play better, and that's the great thing for us. I think also we lost both our losses this postseason have been in Game 2.
Yeah.
So there's a pattern there. We almost lost Game 2. I want to say to Indiana, ended up winning.
No, that's the only one, y'all.
That's the only one.
Sure.
Okay, so
that was an outlier though, yeah.
okay. So I think, yeah, if we were to drop one, I think it would be Game 2. I think this is a must-win for Dallas. Going down to, I think we will go take one in Dallas.
Yeah, I do too.
So this is definitely a must-win. I don't see them coming back 3-1 on us. So this is definitely a must-win for Dallas.
Yeah, I agree. And I think also on the Boston side, that seventh man, whether it be Sam Hauser or Peyton Pritchard, Sam Hauser was hitting shots yesterday.
Sam Hauser was hitting.
If he's hitting shots, that's a good seventh man. But
great.
Other than that, he doesn't really offer you anything. But
yeah,
as far as hitting shots, I mean, he was catching it in the shooting pocket, no dip, tray ball, catching it in transition, setting his feet in the corner, squaring up. Shoot, like, if he's going into it that confident, then that's something that Dallas needs to be scared of.
And I like Sam Hauser over Peyton Pritchard at most of the time because Sam Hauser would just sit corner, hit threes. Well. He's a bigger body. He can rebound. But he'll just sit corner and hit threes. Peyton Pritchard is weird because he's so good. He's better as a basketball player than Sam Hauser, but he's not an off-ball player. He's really good with the ball in his hands. And I think when you have Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Derek White, I think that just makes Sam Hauser a more valuable piece. And I think Sam Hauser will step up at least once or twice more times in this playoff series.
And I think another thing on the Dallas side, I think PJ, Derek Jones, they'll all look more comfortable next game. They looked horrible yesterday.
I think that'd be fine. And like I said, I think that's the advantage we have other than Kyrie on their side. And obviously Luka's a clutch player. I don't think the moment's too big for him. But our Boston team, we've been there and we failed. We know what it takes now. It's just more experience. And like I said, these guys are like Gafford coming from the Wizards, Lively's coming from Duke. Derek Jones Jr. was averaging 5, 4, 6 points a game, and all of a sudden playing with Luka revamped his career. Yeah. So you have a lot of these guys that
weren't in great
situations, and this is literally their first time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Derek Jones Jr. had a little run in Miami, but nah, I think we're just more prepared and we've been here before, and I think it's going to go in our favor. Celtics in 6.
Dallas in 7. Before we end this video, huge shout out to my sister Gabby for designing this logo right here. Thank you so much. We were waiting for this.
We appreciate you, Gabby.
As far as this bottom part and digitizing the logo, thanks to Uncle Greg.
Facts.
Gav's uncle, of course.
Shout out to Uncle Greg.
And thanks for all the support. First off, we've been blessed to even start this podcast, get it on its feet, and we're gonna continue to keep making content for you guys.
For sure.
So appreciate the support. Peace out. You gained it. Ugh.